Hello, everybody. Mr. Chris here with a quick message about summer private lessons. So, I wanted to put this into a vlog form for a number of reasons and just have it all be in one tight communication about this one subject so that it doesn't get buried under a bunch of other stuff. This is something that's going to recur year after year after year. So, I'll be resending it again in the future as well. Um, we have adopted a summer policy that students who are enrolled in private lessons need to stay enrolled. They need to stay enrolled. And the reason for that is that we don't, we're not on a 10-month payment program with our private lessons teachers. Those people need to continue earning their income over the summer, and it is a huge blow to us to have to take 2 months completely off. That really, 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 I want to say it very plain. That hurts us bad. We're not a seasonal business. And so please think of your teacher, think of the love and care that they give to your students, and know that we're not doing this punitively. We're not doing this to hold anybody's feet to the fire. We're going to work with you on it, and I'll explain that more a little bit. But that person needs to pay their bills too. And so we need you to stay enrolled so that they can continue to do that through the summer. So the lesson time is almost certainly going to change, right? Some students are just going to be home. They can just that they have the luxury and the family situation where they can just be home. Other students are going to be in day long camps, and they're still going to kind of need after school hours. Some people go on really long vacations. We go on vacations. There's 1 week in the summer, 1 week through the summer that we say this is our vacation week. And there's no lessons, there's no credits, there's no makeups. That's our 1 week over the summer. I always take the one that lines up with the 4th of July, but I tell my teachers you can take whatever one is most convenient for you and your vacation plans. You just need to make sure that you notify your clients in advance. They'll let you know, hey, my week off this summer is this week right here. There's no lessons, there's no credits, there's no makeups for that week. That's my one. Okay. And then when you take vacations, all we ask, we're going to give you unlimited makeups, which means that before you leave on your vacation, let's do a few 1 hour lessons. It can be really beneficial to have that extra time, even with young students. We have so many drills and consistent things that we need to hit in each lesson that sometimes we run out of time to talk about the bigger picture and the longer term, and to just change things up and do something pretty different from what we normally do. So an hour can be totally appropriate for most students, even young ones. Sometimes they're young enough that they're going to really struggle to sit and focus for that. Though, for what it's worth, we have plans to get them up and move them around a little bit. We're not going to make them sit at the piano and just play it 60 more times in order to get the time in and say that we did it. We have ideas about how an hour lesson will change. 45-minute lesson, do two 45s if that's what they're up for, right? You just tack on a little bit of extra time and you get all the time back that you paid for. You could do two lessons in a week. There are a lot of ways to square this circle. I have had students who are enrolled in my studio who are first generation immigrants that go back to China or India for a whole month of the summer, and they brought their flute or their trumpet with them so that they could take some of the lessons virtually. Okay, that is extraordinary commitment that we don't require from anybody, but I say that as an example to show you that like it is totally doable. And at the end of the summer, if there's a few lessons left that didn't get filled in, and it's because my scheduling didn't work out, I'm gonna throw you a few credits. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be on the hook for every single lesson over the summer, and everybody's gonna have to scramble. We're gonna be magnanimous about it. We understand that this is a two-way street. And if we end up giving you a couple extra credits at the end of the summer because it just didn't work out to do the makeup times, that's totally fine too. But to go back to the beginning, the flip side of that is that you got to stay enrolled. It's the same old policies, it's the same monthly rate. We're going to try to get you a weekly lesson as best as we possibly can. Please be understanding that some of the lessons through the summer are going to need to be online because our schedule just gets carpet bombed by everybody's schedules being all over the place. If we're traveling to the client homes, then you're going to have to be patient and understanding with us about saying this week it's going to be virtual. It doesn't make sense for me to come to your neighborhood because I'm going to all these other neighborhoods and there's no way to line it up well. And so your lesson this week might have to be virtual, or maybe you would choose to take an hour next week or something like that. So that flexibility continues through the summer. And I encourage my teachers to basically touch base with all their clients once per week, each week on Friday or on Saturday or Sunday, going into the next week saying, hey, what are everybody's plans this week? Checking in with people and building out a schedule that actually makes sense for them. That's a lot of extra work on their part to have to do all of that rescheduling almost on a weekly basis, especially for teachers who travel. When they're traveling to you, that makes it very, very tough. So please be patient with them. Please work with them amicably, helpfully. We love you. We love your kids. We want to make sure all these lessons happen and that you're getting everything that you're paying for. And we also want to make sure that the teachers don't just become unemployed for 2 months. So that is the rationale behind the summers policy. If you have questions, please reach out to me directly. If you have feedback, if you have ideas, we're open-minded, and we would love to make sure that this is a situation that's working out best for everybody. Okay, thanks for your time, and we look forward to seeing you over the summer for your lessons. Bye bye.